Hey guys, today we are at the farm. We had a nice little cool snap and we're gonna fix a little something here for supper this evening, and we're gonna do it on a campfire in a fire pit. So we're gonna use some foil and some hamburger, onions, and potatoes. Stay with us, we'll be right back. So I'm glad y'all are here with us. We're enjoying this little cool down. We were pretty hot for a little while there. So first we're gonna start off, we're gonna make what my mom used to call Hobo Dinners. And not exactly like she used to make them. She used to put carrots and stuff in there, and we're not gonna do that. But we're gonna do some burgers wrapped up in foil, maybe with some diced onion if you want, plain if you want them plain, a little salt and pepper, whatever you want to put on it. There is no rhyme or reason. You do whatever you want. Whatever you want to put in it, you can put in it. But then we're going to take some potatoes and we're going to slice them up kind of on the thin side, and we're going to take a little foil packet. Now, if you're going to do this, you need to get some quality foil. This is by far the best foil I have found. It stands up to heat. You can throw your stuff straight in the fire. It doesn't burn up. You don't get holes in it. If you use thin foil, like even Reynolds heavy duty foil, I would double it. If you use cheap regular foil, I would probably take 3 layers of foil and put it together, and you can just fold it over. It's not a big deal, but I like this. This is awesome. So we're gonna cut up some onion, and I'm gonna cut it pretty thin because the meat's gonna cook pretty fast. So we don't want the onion to still be raw. We kind of want the onion to actually cook along with the meat, and we don't need a bunch of it, but we're going to put some of this onion in the potatoes, and we're going to put some of this onion in with the burger. And since we got flies out here, I brought myself a little container along, and I'm going to kind of keep it in there and cover it up a little bit. Anyway, we're going to do the same thing with our potatoes. We're going to get the potatoes cut a little bit on the thin side, and we won't cut all those up with you, but we'll cut up a few so you can see exactly what I'm talking about on the thin side. I don't worry about dicing this onion. I do it the easy way. It's all going to cook up anyway. I'm all about making things easy. Cooking is supposed to be fun, and it's easy, and I'm going to show you that it's easy. It doesn't matter if you got them in slices. Nobody's going to care. It's going to taste the same. It tastes the same no matter how it is, as long as it cooks up. And that's why we're cutting it on the thin side. Okay, and that's probably about enough. So, now when you do your potatoes, put the slit on here so the flies don't get in there. When you do your potatoes, you're going to cut them, you get a couple of pieces. Gino, can you get a close-up on that potato?
Sure. About like if you were going to cut them up to make potato chips, or if you were frying fish
I
or
would
something.
call this nickel thick. So about nickel thick, about the thickness of a nickel is what you want. So we're just going to cut up a bunch of these potatoes about a nickel thick. And if you got big potatoes, you can peel them. If you don't want the peelings on it, you can leave them on if you want them on it. These are like what they would call a B-sized potato. So we're going to leave the peelings on it. There's a lot of vitamins in the peelings and right underneath the peelings, so we use them if we can. Oh,
peeling.
here.
Yeah, peeling's my favorite part. I think a lot of people like them, or potato skins wouldn't be so popular of an appetizer.
I think so too. So I hear a fire popping over there in the background. That's a good sign. We got it going earlier. We're getting a little late start, but you know, it's all good. It'll get done. It'll taste good. There ain't nothing like sitting around a campfire in the dark and eating.
This is true.
So we're gonna let you go. We'll be back and we'll get the rest of these potatoes cut up here, and then we'll get out our bacon and our burger, and we'll start wrapping stuff up in foil and show you how to make something real easy. You just throw it in the fire. Okay, so we've got some potatoes and we've got our onions here. So we're going to do them two different ways. We're going to take one of the burgers and we're actually going to do it the way my mom did, where we put the onions and the potatoes in along with the burger and all cooks together. But then the other one we're going to do different. We're going to do it separate. We're actually going to make the burger and put it in one pouch, because we know kids can be a little finicky and maybe they don't want potatoes with their burger, you know. So we're going to show you. You can do it both ways. You know, they'll eat the potatoes, they'll eat the burger. Don't cook it together. So what we're going to do is I tore off a couple. Sorry, I'm working around this picnic table here. We cut off 4 pieces of foil here, and you only use 3. But we've got some bacon. First, we're going to wrap up just our potatoes. We're going to lay out a couple of strips of bacon. Maybe about 2, but you know what? I'm going to half that because these packets are going to be smaller. So let's cut that in half. So we're going to lay out some bacon here towards the center. And that's going to be the base for our potatoes. And this is easy. It's not, you know, nothing is difficult. So we're just going to take our potatoes that we sliced up, about a nickel thick, and we're going to put them on this foil. Let me get this a little closer to me, and this would certainly be easy. So we're going to layer some potatoes in here. After we get it covered, we're going to put a little pepper on it. If you like pepper, if you don't. Put a little salt. Not a whole lot, just a little. And then we're gonna put some onions. Now, if you don't like onions, you don't need to put the onions in it. I like the onions.
We gotta have onion.
I think so too. Onions and garlic, I don't think I can cook without onions and garlic. To me, that's flavor that goes in just about anything. So then we're gonna put another layer of potatoes, and however many you're going to eat. You can make this however big you want. It's just the thicker it is, the longer it's going to take to cook. So if you're going to make it really thick and you want like a lot of potatoes, you might actually want to put a little more bacon on the bottom. Maybe just make it bigger instead of thicker. A little bit more salt. We'll put a little onions on the top, and we're going to let that go. Now, we're not going to flip these potatoes. We've got our bacon on the bottom, and the bacon is where your grease is. And you need that on the bottom. It helps the potatoes from sticking too bad to the foil, but I'm going to warn you, they usually stick a little bit. They're still good. And it gives you a little bit of grease so the potatoes don't stick. And it gives you the moisture that's in there in the bacon to help steam the potatoes done. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're going to fold it up, and we're going to just fold it over a couple of times. Pretty easy. Push it flat, and then we're going to fold our ends in. And since we're not going to put these, you don't have to get too nitpicky with it, because nothing's going to run out of it. So there, that's what the potato is. That's as easy as it is. So then we're going to do a burger. Now, your burger, it all depends on how big you want your burger to be. Thin definitely works better than thick, but you can certainly make your burger bigger. So I'm just going to grab off about what I would call a handful. So I would say that's probably
about a quarter pound.
Huh?
About a quarter pound.
Possibly a quarter of a pound.
Like a quarter pounder, pretty much.
It's probably about
maybe a third pound.
A third of a cup.
Yeah.
Like if you would have actually measured it. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on there.
Normal sized burger patty.
I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to cheat because I want my burger thin. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to take this other piece of foil and I'm going to put it on it. Here's my cutting board with my potatoes. And I'm just going to press. And there's my burger. So that burger isn't super thin, but it's thin enough.
Hey, before the smash burger, there was the Hobo Burger.
That's right. My mom was big on Hobo Burger. She used to make them for us and put them in the oven, actually the broiler, at home. We had Hobo Dinners by Cola Oleum sitting at the kitchen table. It was fun. So we're just going to put a little salt and pepper on here. And whatever you want. If you want some steak sauce in here, you can put steak sauce in it. If you would want to make like a meatloaf burger, you could season it up like meatloaf and make it like meatloaf burgers. Whatever you want. It's all depends on what you want to eat. And that's why I say cooking is supposed to be fun. There should not be a recipe for really making anything. You have to tailor it to what your tastes are. Some people don't like onions. Some people like garlic. Some people will put fresh garlic on this burger. I love garlic on beef. But on hamburgers, I usually just use onion. But whatever you want to put on it, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. You know, some thin sliced baby Bella mushrooms or anything.
Mushrooms would be excellent on it. I mean, that would be awesome. So then we're just going to take this and we're going to do the same thing. Just make sure that you don't pull the sides in and roll the edges of your burger up. We're going to keep it flat. See, there's our burger. You can still see. And we're just going to fold this up.
Don't be afraid to experiment, guys. Cooking's supposed to be fun.
That's what it's all about. If you're not enjoying yourself, don't do it. You know. So we're gonna wrap that up. And there's our second one. So the next one, or that's actually our first one, our second pack. So that would be a meal for one person. That's actually mine. My brother wants his with the potatoes and the burger together.
Like Mama used to make.
So about the same size burger, Gino?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right, so.
That'd be fine. You know, some of the best things Leslie and I actually have cooked that turned out phenomenal were accidents, where things happened that weren't intentional ingredient-wise and other things and turned out phenomenal. So don't be afraid to play around, and you know, if it's no good, just don't do it again. Try something different.
Yep. The dogs or the cats will like it, and if not, it just goes out with the trash. So Gino said the same size, but I know Gino usually eats more than I do, so I got his a little bigger here. So we're gonna...
Once again, I'm not gonna argue with you.
We're gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna use our cutting board, and if I had a plate out, I'd use that, but I don't. We're just gonna rock it back and forth and press it down like a hamburger press. And there's Gino's burger. Now Gino's burger is bigger, and folding this up is probably not going to work because our foil isn't wide enough or long enough to cover this, but it doesn't matter. We're going to use two pieces. So like I said, it doesn't matter. So we're going to put a little salt and pepper on his burger. I don't wipe my hands off because I've got hamburger on it. Oops, sorry, Gino. Okay. So we're going to put a little salt and pepper on it. We're in a little bit of a pinch. As you can see, the sun's pretty well down, but better late than never. And then we're going to put a little salt on it. I didn't get too much pepper on here, Gino. You'll have to add some. My hands are a little sore.
You can always add it at the end, but you can't take it out.
That's right. Okay. Now I'm going to do this the way I want, and I don't know how Gino would want it, but probably the same way I want it, so you know.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, so I'm going to put the onion on the burger, because the onion will flavor the burger and the potatoes. So
yes, it will.
Some onions all over the top of this here burger. However many onions you want, or whatever you want. Or if you don't want onions, don't put them in at all. It's whatever you want. You know, there's recipes that call for things and you don't like them. You know, like, I don't care for rosemary. Well, you can look at all different kinds of recipes. Pork and all different kinds of things. calls for rosemary. I don't like it, so I don't put it in there. I put something else. I'm like, it's pork. What would I want on pork?
Apple.
I like garlic on pork. I like apple on pork. I like a lot of things on pork. But I don't care for rosemary. So I don't use it. I just cut it out. Like if you're baking something and it calls for nutmeg or cinnamon or allspice and cloves. Let's say you don't like that. You just don't put it in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Recipes are guidelines, guys.
Yeah.
Make it your own.
Apple pie. Every recipe I look at for apple pie, nowhere does it mention vanilla. Now, how do you make an apple pie without vanilla? You gotta have vanilla in an apple pie. Well, it doesn't call for it, but I put it in there. So, that's just what you do. You make whatever you want. It's your life, it's your food. Just because somebody who wrote the recipe thought it didn't need it doesn't mean you don't want it in there. So, we're just gonna put a little pepper on here.
Right, or maybe they didn't include something you think should be in there.
Exactly. Now we're gonna put some more onion on here. The reason why I didn't put the onions under the burger is because onions and garlic have natural sugars in them, and they will actually burn. So you're not going to get like a grilled onion effect by putting them on the bottom of the burger because the heat is too intense. So, Gino, do you want more potatoes in there, or are you good with that?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Now what we're going to do with Gino's, we're actually going to flip in the fire. So with Gino's, we're going to take some bacon, and we're going to put some bacon over the top of it. And we're going to flip his in the fire since his is going to be wrapped with 2 pieces of foil. I'm going to do this with that fat side on the outside.
You see why I like mine? See why I like mine better?
Because the meat will shrink up. The meat will shrink up faster than the fat, and then it'll pull it away from there. So we're going to cut these other ones that go in the center. One more. Yeah, he likes his better. You know why? Yeah. Let me see, that's 4 pieces of bacon, and I got 2. Alrighty. So then we've got that there. Let me wipe my hands off real quick, and we're gonna put this other piece of foil on top. And I'll show you how to fold that. I go around it so I can see where my burger is. And then I'm gonna fold this edge up. And I'm gonna fold this edge up. And if you use this thick foil, be careful because those edges where you use that, get off of there, Mr. Fly, where you cut it on that box, they're sharp and you can actually cut yourself. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take all 4 sides of this and I'm gonna fold it up so I know that I'm covered. Now we're gonna go to sealing and we're gonna make it a little smaller. And anybody could do this. You could have your kid help you do this. It's not like it's difficult. You're just going to go around it and you're just going to keep folding it up. Now it does get harder where your foil gets thick here on the end, but it doesn't matter.
It's way easier than wrapping a gift.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Way easier. So.
And it's a gift for me.
Yeah, I guarantee you it'll be good. Once that sun goes down and we're sitting here enjoying, we were hot. We're enjoying this cool snap. It was hot, let me tell you. That last video we made with the chicken and dumplings, hoo-wee.
Yep, she was a little bit warm.
You watched it, you heard me say, we gotta go, I'm melting.
About 90 to 92 degrees with 90 to 92% humidity. It was pretty warm.
Okay, so we're just gonna be a minute because I'm gonna make up another 2 of these to throw in the fire. But when you come back, we'll be throwing these in the fire itself. Okay, we're back here and we were a little hot, so we decided that we were gonna get a cooking grate and put it over here because every campground has a cooking grate that drops over the top of it. You don't want to cook it too fast because you got bacon on there and you don't want to burn everything before everything gets done. So we're just going to do this. If you were having an open fire, you could actually rake the coals out and put it on the coals. But we're going to do it this way because we're contained. That nice young gentleman there putting the stuff on the grill. That is my son. He actually has his own YouTube channel. It's Dan the Truck Man. So you can check him out. Your kids might want to check him out. He's got some pretty cool videos on there, farm stuff, and well, his grandpa's a retired policeman, so there's some, you know, role play with police and stuff and airsoft guns and but anyway, so we'll check back with you here in a little bit. We're gonna let these cook a little while and rearrange them periodically throughout, and we'll check back with you when we do that. And pretty soon we're gonna have a really awesome hobo dinner. Okay, so we're cooking really, really good here right now, and fire's cooled down. I know it's hard for you to tell, but not a whole lot, you know, we're a lot of heat here, but cooled over on the top. So we opened this one up and we looked at it, and the bacon on the bottom isn't done, but our potatoes are looking absolutely marvelous. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put these in here and let the bacon on the bottom crisp up. Ooh, I hear them. You hear that? I can hear them sizzling already. And we'll let them go a couple minutes, and we'll be back, and we're gonna eat. You're gonna be amazed. It's absolutely wonderful.
And you know what the best thing about this is, guys? No dishes to clean up at the end.
Well, besides the plates we're gonna eat off of, because I always eat off a plate.
But you could eat right out of the foil pouch if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
And yes, I hear them. I hear them sizzling.
See that?
Popping up, puffing up like Jiffy Pop.
Now. We're cooking now, baby. You're cooking with gas. Oh no, it's wood.
About to open this up and see what she looks like. Oh, look at that. That is some good eating right there. Look at that burger patty. That's beautiful.
Okay, stop. And here are the taters. Oh yeah.
Say one thing, they look
They're
good.
looking good.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel.
I think they turned out nice.
This is the D-Man's bacon and taters. Here, hold on. Oh, I was going to give it to you on a fork. How is it?
They're good.
What's it say, Gino? Hey.
Well,
What's
you make-
Daniel say?
what you make is always 10 times better in the woods.
There you go. That's the truth.
That is good. That is really good.
And there you have it, folks.
Well,
Genuine hobo dinner.
Gino, well, Gino, let's see how yours turned out. You're the one that's got everything all wrapped up in one.
Here we go. Looking pretty awesome to me.
Dump her out on that plate. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
That looks like a meal fit for a king
stick
right
a fork
there.
underneath that and let us see some of them taters.
Well, let me wipe off my paws first.
Daniel, hand
Hand me
him a
one of
fork.
those forks, D-Man, would you please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh, this is awesome. It don't get any better than this.
Nice.
This is,
Okay, it's taste test time now.
well, I can already tell you how it's going to taste.
Good.
That's amazing. And that's how simple it is. No pots, no pans, nothing but foil and a little faith. Absolutely perfect. Out of the park.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, guys. From Dan the Truck Man and Through the Woods 360, we'll catch you on the flip side. Take care.
Peace out.